Hey guys, CheeseTV.com here at Packers Training Camp. Day 2, my least favorite day, Wes Hodkiewicz. Green Bay Press-Gazette in the house. Wes, what are your takeaways from this, yet again, no padded practice here, day 2, Packers Training Camp?
Well, as you said, Aaron, that's the biggest thing, is that we don't see any contact yet. You can talk about Nate Palmer circling in with the ones at the inside backer position. You can talk about how Mike Daniels looks. But at the end of the day, until you actually seeing those guys collide, there's really not to draw from. The one thing you can take away, though, is some of the athleticism. And we've seen that the first 2 days. Ladarius Gunter really shined yesterday, I thought. I mean, there was some spots, too, where he got beat. But, I mean, he really showed 6'2", regardless of whatever the 40 time is. He's a guy that looks like he can play. And today I thought was Demarius Randall's show. I mean, he had some really nice plays out there, had some nice batted passes. And really looks to, I mean, the one that stuck out to me was that kind of go route that Jimmy Hunt was running on the left sideline there. Deep pass. It was actually pretty well thrown from Matt Blanchard, and he gets up there and pops that thing out. Would have been a catch otherwise. It looked like the way he got up to the high point of it. So that was probably the biggest takeaway, is just seeing Randall a little bit and what he can bring to the table. He certainly has the athleticism. That's shown early on.
Yeah, I think you see that throughout the secondary. And it's funny, I think Casey Hayward had a strong day today as well. I think the big news out of today, obviously, is probably Jared Abadaris. Mike McCarthy, you just spoke, or you were just at his live speaking. Sounds like a concussion. I mean, given his history at UW, how concerning is this?
Yeah, as I said this to you beforehand, to me, I was been thinking this is like a catch-22, because it wasn't the knee, and it wasn't a tailbone fracture or anything like that. But concussion's probably the next worst thing for Abadaris. I mean, I know when he's talked to us, he said he's had one documented concussion in his football career. If you talk to the scouts before the draft, I think they were kind of debating that, if there might have been more incidents there. Whatever the case may be, with his history, it's a tough break. And right now he's going through the concussion protocol. I'm sure they're going to let him through all that. But with this day and age, and his former teammate Chris Borland, has been one of the big front runners for this, for head injuries, it is a little bit of a concern. Again, we'll have to see how long he's out. Everything's a big concussion now. There's no minor concussions anymore, but it will be interesting to see how long it takes him to get through that protocol.
Well, and to that point, they've been the media and the NFL have been very, kind of exhaustive in their coverage of the fact that every concussion is different.
Right.
And every concussion, no matter how long the player is out for, the results are different. Every player is different. Every hit is different. So, it's a wait and see. I know a lot of people are jumping to okay, he's done, but lot of ball game left on that one.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's one thing, like I said, we'll have to kind of track. The one thing that hurts him no matter what, though, is the playing time. After missing all last year, I think he was here for a week last year before he tore the ACL. He needs as many reps as he can get right now, and especially with how deep that room is right now. The way Jeff Janis, I thought, again, made some plays, throughout the course of the day. He's the number one, I think, the gunner on the punt team in there as well. So I mean, there's a lot of things that he's doing from a special teams perspective to maybe make that next jump that the Packers were looking for, as far as more of a complete reserve. So if that happens, that's more time that Abadaris is going to have to make up.
We saw today Josh Sitton, his reps being limited. Obviously, they want to keep him fresh.
Right.
Saw Barclay out there with a knee brace, but he's moving on pretty well.
Yep.
And you saw Treader out there. What do you think tomorrow? The pads go on. How do you see that rotation, kind of breaking down, especially inside?
Yeah, it looks right now like at the guard spot, it's still Lane Taylor's getting the first reps there. And the order that I followed, and maybe it's not a scientific one, was Taylor, and then it was Josh Walker, that big guard that they had that was on the practice squad. Yeah, and then also J.C. Treader worked there a little bit, and Don Barclay. Barclay's still working number 2s at right tackle. Treader, they want to see what he can do. I mean, I think he can be a pretty decent center. The other spots I'm a little bit more wary of, as far as just his strength and where all those things fit in line, but I think he certainly has the athleticism and has what it takes to compete at this level. The thing is, though, is the youngest guy in the roster is now the starter at that spot, so it gets more and more difficult to work in there. But yeah, they're going to take a look at all those guards. There's a lot of different possibilities. Matt Rotherham, I thought, is really 6'5", 325 pounds. Now he has an ankle injury. We'll see how long that keeps him out for. But between Taylor and Treader, the thing about the Packers bringing back all these linemen this year is they brought all their reserves back too. So that battle is probably going to be one of the biggest ones going in the rest of camp.
And those battles start tomorrow and the pads come on. Last question, just because it's been bugging me all day. Is there a more unlikely looking football player than Justin Perillo? This guy does not. He doesn't look like a football player, right?
That's the first.
He looks like he should be at a Dungeons and Dragons convention.
Or Settlers of Catan, right?
Whichever. Maybe he'll fit right in.
Yeah, he's a really interesting player because he's getting some. Him and Richard Rodgers were kind of splitting reps there for a while now. I think Rodgers is still the guy at the end of the day, but they're giving him a lot of looks. And with Backman making the jump that he has, they really like him. And I know talking to some people, there was some thought that maybe he should have been up on the active roster earlier last year. Maybe Bostic should have been down, and
Don't. Okay, we're gonna just stop right there.
Yeah. Okay.
All
I'll
All right, that's good enough.
You're not allowed to say Brandon Bostic in Green Bay, Wes.
Corey Banke, the cameraman, interjecting himself in an editorial way. I don't like it. No, you see, did you hear that? We don't need him mic'd up. So anyway, we're here with Wes Hodkiewicz. Anytime we have a guest on, we like to berate them. So thank you, Corey. For Wes, I'm Aaron. CheeseheadTV.com. Thanks for checking it out, guys.